Alright, welcome back to another Ye7 video. The new limited Sigret is about to be released in not very soon. So without further ado, let's go take a look at our kit, and check out Swift Flagbearer Sigret.
Rally up, everyone. Where the banner leads, you follow!
Taking a look at her skill tree. Alright, after this spalling, dispelling all buffs from the target. So single target, full strip, has a 100% chance to inflict target for 2 turns, and makes all allies except for the caster attack with a basic skill. Increases combat radius of the caster by 30%. And when you pair that with her artifact, that gives her, since she's not the one attacking, but that gives her an extra 30% if you have it maxed, and or if it procs, right? If you don't have it maxed, or if you have it procs, so it's a 60% CR push, right? Gives it a CR push. And when it comes to the target debuff is getting a buff from the recent balance patch that says it reduces evasion now by 50%. So if you put this on something like a Setsuka, that means Setsuka cannot evade. Obviously, if you're elemental disadvantage, you still have a chance to miss, right? Small chance, right? This is a very powerful skill that could really do a lot of damage to a lot of the evasion stuff that you can see in this meta. But it's mainly Setsuka, really. But if you put this on any of Setsuka's partners, though, not her specifically, you can just guarantee that they don't hit 30%, and you put a lot of damage into them. You can use this depending on your team. If you have a very aggressive comp that does a lot of damage, you can put like a lot of damage into, for example, the enemy's Soul Weaver or anything like that. The only thing you have to look out for, this is essentially an extra attack or dual attack, whatever you want to call it, with your entire team. But if you want to think about it like this, think about it as back when people used to pick a lot of ML Lua. When you hit Lua, this one is an initiation one, right? Where you activate it yourself. But ML Lua, when she puts up her challenge debuff and she provokes you, and you hit her, her whole team kind of hits you, and they do a lot of damage, right? It's kind of like, think of it like that, but you don't have to wait for them to hit you. You can initiate it yourself, right? So pretty good there. It has a 3-turn cooldown, so pretty good. She's also so the only thing to look out for with this skill is obviously, it is a non-attack skill. So you can activate things like Red Polly could come back, Green Celine could come back, and things like that, right? It depends. But also the duels that she's gonna be sending off is gonna activate a unit like Lionheart, and you don't want to piss Lionheart off. She does a lot of damage. She's just out here, right? So be careful picking her super early sometimes, right? But besides that, you should be fine. Soul Burn for the cost of 10 souls ignores ER, of course. That's pretty good. All I do wish the ignore ER maybe was on her skill 3, but we will see. Taking a look at the skill 3, though, Flag of Victory dispels 2 buffs from all enemies before 100% chance to inflict fear for 2 turns, and decreasing combat readiness by 20%. Grants increased speed to all allies for 2 turns. At the start of the first battle, grants increased evasion to the caster for 2 turns. Okay, so if you've played any PvP for the past year, I don't think we need to talk about how dangerous this fear debuff can be, right? It's basically a 2-turn stun, but you have a chance of breaking out of it, right? So if you played any against Mort in any capacity, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do hate Mort, but the only thing they have benefits, right? Both of these characters have benefits, right? Mort guaranteed ignores ER as long as he has more HP than you do, right? Her attack is a non-attack skill which means, well, it doesn't actually mean anything because they would reveal the same the characters that punish you for revealing them or anything like that. I guess it's oh yeah, it strips as well. That's the only thing. Okay, that's the thing. It strips. That's her benefit. So she doesn't ignore ER like Mort does, but she does have a strip. So basically, you could have used a character like Hang Guy or something, or you can have your Ilinoff on immunity, and you'll be like, okay, Mort is gonna outspeed me. He's gonna press. He's gonna push up my Ilinoff, or I'm gonna get immunity up first, and then Morts can't do anything to me. But she strips buff, so you can't really do much about that, right? You could try to buff stack. You can try to buff stack, right? Buff stack, so you don't she can't put the fear on you. But I think there's less opportunity to buff stack like that, you know. So there you have that. Decreases combat rates also by 20%, which means she wants to be played with a bunch of aggressive units and stuff like that. Increasing speed to all allies so they can cycle. If you don't break out of that fear, then they can lap you and do a lot of things to you. So imagine you're stuck in that fear for 2 turns, your entire team. They have speed buff so they can lap really fast, right? She presses S3, fear you for 2 turns, comes back around, S2s you, right? S2s somebody, they get sniped by the full team. Then she gets a 60% CR push from that with the artifact as well. Comes back around and just keeps pushing you back because she has the AOL skill 1 kind of thing, right? So when it comes to like turn 2 teams, this unit seems like she could put them in quite a bind. A very, very good aggressive control unit. The only thing is, she doesn't have block, so I mean, you can use units like something like a Dilibet, something like a Hand Guy to get out of this. But in most cases, you're kind of screwed, yeah, if you get bad RNG, right? I started the battle grants evasion, so things like the upcoming Zio, right? Zio's getting buffed, but there's a chance that if he's fighting against her, then he has a good chance of missing, right? Similar to Flagbearer, and then his team could be screwed. Depend on who he decides to target, obviously. But yeah, and then just go take a look at the skill 1, and then we'll finish up our thoughts. Skill 1, strike of Flagbearer. Okay, that's the enemy with a flag again with I believe it's 85%. Well, if it's 85 or 100% chance. Inflict silence for 1 turn, and after attacking, if the target is inflicted with silence, decreasing combat radius of the target by 25%. So we've seen this skill 1 a lot of times. So it looks like this unit is a very strong control unit with having so many strips and the fear for 2 turns, CR pushback on the whole team. She has speed buff to support her team. She has the I don't know what to call it, but the extra attacks with her whole team, making them all attack 1 unit with a target that decreases evasion and everything like that. So she seems like she's a really good, anti turn 2, anti Setsuka, RNG kind of thing, right? Except that's not the case. Let me remind you that this character's skill 3 gives her an evasion buff, and she has an evasion artifact. So what are players gonna do? They're gonna pick her, maybe on first or second pick, right? First, second pick around there. Then they're gonna pick Setsuka, and now you have a somewhat of a control unit that's decently fast, that's 100% evasion. You can't really do anything about it, and she is helping Setsuka as well, because if you get 2 turn feared, and you're gonna get beguiled and blinded for 2 turns, and you just have to sit there and take the beguile damage and take damage. You have to take damage from beguile, and she can also help Setsuka get to her passive activation faster if she can send her into that S and make her use her S1 to get a little bit more fighting spirit, so it gets her closer to that. So yeah, I don't think people are saying that she's just gonna be an anti-Setsuka and the evasion units are gonna suffer because of this and that. I don't think so. She's good. She's the way they built her. She's also one of the most perfect Setsuka partners that Smilegate has created. So be on the lookout for that. I think a lot of people are missing that fact actually. So we will see. We will see. But yeah, before you celebrate and rejoice. Oh my God, Setsuka is finally done. Yeah, think again, buddy. Right? So yeah, that's been it about Flagbearer Sigret, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.